Now, for those who don't know you, if there is anybody, what is your primary mission? The mission that you're on?
I believe we are all here sent with a mission by Supreme Consciousness to improve the condition of our people. And because that is a large task, we have to find a specific niche within the struggle where we're going to make our mark. And for me, it's with the children. And so the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey RBG International Leadership Academy, which I hope to make into a global school district, that's going to be my niche. I'm going to help African people by resurrecting African consciousness, by re-educating the collective mind of black children. So my niche is going to be through the school.
Through the children.
Through the children.
That's the number one way.
And I don't think there's no other way. Because until you change the way black people think, you're not going to change anything else. And a lot of us think you can change thinking through information. You can't. Okay, you look at the conscious community, we have all the information. We are the smartest, knowledge-based group of Africans since our fall from grace.
Right.
We got all the information. The information we got, Garvey didn't have that, Mr. Muhammad didn't have that, Tubman and Douglas didn't have that. We got it. But notice how we've done less. The people who know the most have done the less. The people who know the less done the most. So we got to look at how the whole black consciousness movement, to some extent, has been a blockade and a hindrance to further development, because we are resting on our knowledge of the situation. I'm content to know that I built the pyramids.
Right.
I'm content to know that I was the first man on earth. I'm content to know that the melaninated African is the original African. I'm contented to know that.
Right.
But I don't want to work to put my people back in that position of respect that they once enjoyed. So whenever you get comfortable with the information, you just turn black culture into another religion. That's what they do in church.
Let me ask you this, because we did a show recently in which we questioned the Bible. Where do you think Christianity, or how do you think Christianity plays a role in the black community?
Here's my thing with religion in general. Not just Christianity, but even Islam. I live in Philadelphia.
Right.
The largest African-American Orthodox Sunni community in the United States. And in Philadelphia, Islam has been used as the same container for menticide as the church has been for black Christians. Mm-hmm. So it's not the religion, it's all of them. No religion has helped us, period. However, because I know we are such a spiritual people, anytime you get a spiritual people without knowledge of self, they will automatically cling to any institution that seems like it's providing them with some form of spirituality.
Right.
That's why we're crazy about the church and the mosque. It's not so much Jesus or Muhammad. Those are the only alternatives you had when you're not enlightened. You see?
Right.
So my perspective on religion, and I take the same perspective as Marcus Garvey, I don't attack it. Because it's not the fact he's Christian that's the problem. Marcus Garvey was a Christian. It's not the fact he's Muslim that's the problem. Malcolm was a Muslim. It's the consciousness of the person practicing their religion. See, the religion in and of itself is not the problem. The gun in and of itself is not the problem. You can use a gun to save a life. You can use a gun to take a life.
Right.
I could use the Bible, although I don't believe in the Bible. There's some truth in it. I could take the same Bible they use and wake folks up.
Right.
I could use it to put people to sleep. I could go through the Quran. I was raised Muslim. And I could do a whole revolutionary lecture on ayats from the Quran. So you can use it to wake up, you can use it to put it to sleep. The issue is not the religion, it's the consciousness of the person who practices that religion. And see, Marcus Garvey taught, and I agree with him, don't attack black people's religion because we are too spiritually immature to separate your message from the doctrination that has told us that if anybody questions your religion, they are of the devil. So if I am a Bible-toting Christian and you come to me with some black consciousness and say, look, brother, you need to get out that church. I've been trained in the church to shun anybody who questions my religious scruples.
Right.
You see, so you will never reach me now. Before we even had a conversation, you cut because you came right at my religion.
Right.
And so Garvey's message and my messages don't come at their religion. If you raise their consciousness, they will question their religion on their own. They don't need you to do it. Raise the consciousness. They will come there on their own.
I agree 100%. That's why you're dangerous. That's why you're dangerous.
We don't shop primarily because we need. We shop because it makes us feel better. Shopping for us is a medicine.
Right.
Black people shop to feel better. The reason we're so materialistic is because by having these things, it gives us a false sense of progress. So for us, our financials are psychologically based. They're not capitalistically based. For white folk, their spending is based on capitalism. For black folks, it's based on post-traumatic slavery disease. You bought that Mercedes-Benz that you couldn't afford because you want to look better than other black folk. You bought that Mercedes-Benz that you couldn't afford because it makes you feel more comfortable living under racism, white supremacy. See, we shop to feel better about our life. We don't shop because we need things. See, why do black women spend more money on hair than any other woman? Because their hair need to be done more often? Hell no. It's because I think I'm ugly as hell. And the only way I'm going to keep from feeling ugly is to constantly switch up these blonde wigs.
Right.
You see, so it's totally psychological, and in order to change our spending, you got to understand that, which is to say you're going to have to do two things to change black spending behavior. Change our value system.
Which goes back to the change in the conscious
Yes,
level.
we value Air Jordan.
Yes.
We value Mercedes-Benz.
Yes.
I will kill you if you scratch my car. But if you disrespect African people, talk about black skin and nappy hair, I will laugh with you. But if you touch my car, I will kill you. We value materialism, but we don't value anything based on culture or African life. So you got to change our value system. That's why school is so important, because school instills the values. And media instills the values. So number one, you're going to have to change the value system. Number two, you have to give black people a replacement behavior for their conspicuous consumption. If you don't want me to spend my money on stuff I don't need to feel better about life under white supremacy, give me a replacement activity. In other words, you got to have options and alternatives. And this is one of the biggest reasons why the buy black boycotts don't work. Because when you say don't buy white, but you ain't got a black place I can buy from that's within walking or driving distance to my house. You have to make shopping black convenient, because black folk don't have enough commitment to drive 10 miles to go to the next black store.
Right.
Capitalism is based on convenience. People shop where they are able to shop.
Right.
You see, so until you change the value system of black folk and until you give them an alternative, what else can I do besides shop to make me feel better? What institutions, what meaningful programs do we have going on in the black community that I can substitute spending all my money for? Think about it. Where can we go at? What do we have in our neighborhoods that's based on something positively black? And if you do, it's only once a week.